Ron DeSantis, the Temu David Copperfield of American politics, is making tens of millions of dollars, poof, disappear, while keeping everyone distracted with Disney and crosswalks and his arch support agenda. Look over here, there's a rainbow crosswalk. Over there, a cartoon mouse. I promise I'm not 5'9", I'm a real boy. Meanwhile, please ignore the fact that your money just vanished into a political black hole. I'm Josh, this is Ring of Fire. And while Florida voters were busy yelling about made-up culture wars, millions of taxpayer dollars are quietly being spent to override the will of the voters themselves. This isn't a conspiracy theory, not partisan spin. We have the receipts, and they are showing that the Florida governor is literally using your money to convince you to vote for his agenda. This is political pickpocketing at its finest. According to reporting from the Tampa Bay Times and a really deep dive compiled by a friend of Ring of Fire, independent journalist Rick Outzen, the DeSantis administration spent tens of millions of dollars in public funds to influence the 2024 election. Not to run the state, not to fix insurance, not to address the housing crisis. No, millions of your money to defeat citizen-led ballot amendments on abortion rights and marijuana legalization. And I'm not talking about campaign donations. I'm not talking about private ads. This is state money, my money, your effing money. And it's being routed through state agencies and nonprofits, being used to run messaging against the amendments that Floridians themselves put on the ballot. And Rick Outzen laid it out bluntly. The state agencies were effectively turned into political attack machines, spending public money to shape voter behavior. The Florida law is clear. This is not supposed to happen. It's against the law. And this isn't educating voters. This is political grandstanding, paid for by you. Whether you wanted it or not, it was your money. So we bring in Hope Florida. And I love that name. It's a nonprofit with the most misleading branding since clean coal. It's a feel-good, sunshine and puppies, no rainbows please, nonprofit tied directly to First Lady Casey DeSantis. And this woman appears now to not only be a philanthropy influencer, a political brand extension, she's now rumored to be future governor. According to the investigation, money tied to state settlements and public funds flowed into or through entities connected directly to Hope Florida. While not coincidentally, the administration was simultaneously blowing this money to oppose ballot measures the old Disney-hating DeSantis didn't like. You know, Hope Florida says it connects Floridians to its resources, which is true. It just turns out that those resources are DeSantis' dumbass ideas. It's less Hope Florida and more hope this doesn't get subpoenaed. And then it all got nice and spicy when a Republican legislator, Alex Andrade, started asking uncomfortable questions. And I just love watching the GOP eat itself. By the way, let's be clear. Alex Jackass Andrade is not a hero. This is the same man who once proudly admitted that he didn't even know what critical race theory was while actively trying to ban it. This is a perfect example of Florida man elected. Is he an angel? Hell no. But when that guy's the one saying something's off here, you're going to have to check under the floorboards. And then what happened next? The investigation died. As soon as he started asking questions, witnesses stonewalled, records slowed to a crawl. And the governor's response? The Disney princess himself? Not transparency, not answers, just calling Alex a jackass. Which, it may be true, but last time I checked, it's not a valid legal defense. Believe me, I've tried that. Look, this is not how innocent administrations behave. This is how panicked ones do, like a cornered dog, a dachshund specifically, always barking up at things taller than them. That was a bad short joke. Anyway, and look, let's talk about Casey DeSantis a little bit, because pretending she's just a bystander here, just the first lady, that's laughable. This isn't some random charity. Hope Florida is her charity. A First Lady branded nonprofit promoted by the governor's office, funded with your state-connected dollars, and showcased all over the official press releases like it's a campaign brochure with really good lighting. She's not just helping, she's positioning. And yeah, this is where it gets good. While the public money was being used to fight voter amendments, Casey DeSantis was not so quietly being floated as the next act in the DeSantis political franchise. The governor himself is trying to position her as the next Florida governor. Welcome to Florida, now featuring dynastic politics, but with none of the charisma. Hell, if you look at the Trump administration and removed the confidence, the cheesy merch, and the whatever cult-like weird magnetism that the Fanta colored man has, that's what you get with the DeSantis dynasty. Meanwhile, the Trump family grift hums along in the background, feeding Don Jr.'s lifestyle choices. DeSantis, he's copied that lesson perfectly. So while Floridians are being told to panic about wokeness, this administration in Florida was using public money to fight the voters themselves. It's the political version of stop hitting yourself. That's not how conservatives were supposed to behave. That's how an authoritarian behaves. You don't like the ballot? Instead of legitimately convincing voters, you outspend them with their own damn money. And yes, this is the same genius that wasted taxpayer dollars to lose a legal war to Disney, a cartoon mouse with way better lawyers. The same idiot that's fighting over crosswalk paint, including near the Pulse nightclub, which tells you everything about this man's priorities and what kind of human he really is. It's a governor who can't beat Disney or sidewalk chalk, but somehow found your millions to meddle in the elections. So let's recap. Public money used to influence elections to block voter-backed amendments routed through state agencies and nonprofits run by his wife, all while building a political dynasty and screaming about culture wars to keep people distracted. That's not leadership. That's a family cartel. Ron DeSantis didn't just attack abortion rights or oppose marijuana legalization. He used taxpayer money, our money, to try to override the will of the voters themselves. Look, the culture wars are the noise, but the money is the story. It is always the story. And Florida deserves to know that while it's being told, you should hate this person, you should hate these people, its own government was robbing you of your voice. Thanks for watching that video. Be sure to like and share it all over the place. And then during the week, catch Jared. I'll be back next weekend with more Ring of Fire weekends. Be sure to like and subscribe.